All right, so down to business right off the bat. Both these guys starting off with super strong combos. Sylvanas, always great on this map, being able to counter push against the Terror, so I really, really like that. Taking Zagara out right away, getting rid of that vision. Zol with the extra pushing power to be able to aid in the push of those big old Garden Terrors, or to be able to counter push the lanes against the objectives, or during the seed phases if he wants. So then they respond with Sylve, like I say, very good with the counter push. And Oreo Li Ming is something we've seen a lot of teams doing lately. It's very strong combo. The burst damage that you get from Li Ming being able to feed into the energy and the healing output that you get from Oriel is just insane. Definitely something I would recommend trying out when you guys are practicing as teams, because it's totally ridiculous. KT is actually somebody we haven't seen a whole lot of, so don't get a big dick. Definitely not being afraid to go with the non-standard choices here. This is to go with ETC and Kael'thas, two very strong CC combo heroes with good follow-up there. Tychus will be the ban out for House of Cheese. That could be a little bit of a foreshadowing to the fact that they might be trying to go double warrior. They're going to go ahead and get rid of the big damage percentage coming out from Tychus, which I really like. I think that's if that's your plan long term down the road, that's definitely a good way to deal with it. Ariel does good sustain healing, and in team fights she can burst heal, but if she's being pressured on multiple fronts by a Tychus that's taken down, particularly if she's being pressured by a Tychus that's taking down one tank very, very quickly, that's something where her heals can definitely struggle. And Cho'Gall is going to be the pickup. Talk about foreshadowing. That not even trying to hide it. Two big picks here for Don't Get a Big Dick being able to try and counter this. You don't see a whole lot of Cho'Gall nowadays, but Oriel gets huge value off of playing with a Cho'Gall. Regardless of which ult it is, whether she's resurrecting the double hero himself, or is putting that Crystal Aegis on top of him to save both Cho and Gall, again, double value. Is really, really cool. And, the crown on Cho'Gall also is really good. Gives her a lot of energy back for that sustained healing. But Cho'Gall has to get used to living in the realm of less than half health, in my experience, most of the time, because Oreo can't keep him topped off. Not a whole lot of healers can with that health pool, but Right Wing will be the pickup by Don't Get a Big Dick. That's a good solid counter. I find that one of the best ways to counter Cho'Gall is CC, because just like all of Ariel's abilities get double value on Cho'Gall, so do stuns. Any kind of stun comp where you can really lock him down and really just burst him down. If you can get vulnerability on things like Critter Morph and Sylvanas's level 16 vulnerability to her Shadow Dagger, you can deal a lot of damage really quickly, and really hurt that build a lot. We'll have to see. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna fix one other thing real quick. All right. Is this a Division 3 game? I apologize, guys. I am not going to make excuses, but I've had a pretty long week. Got back bringing my mom home from the hospital. She's fine. She's going to be fine. I've been busy. So Thrall coming out here for Don't Get a Big Dick. They are going to have a very strong front line. Like I said, a lot of CC. So, you can initiate with either ETC there, or you can get a good, wolf out to be able to slow him down and start to set up for that CC chain to come in. So whether you're initiating with ETC or Thrall, they're going to have something to say about this Cho'Gall. Sonya is going to be a second hero, so even more value out of that Tychus ban. I think the Tychus ban was, like I said, kind of telegraphing what they were going after, but that's okay. It's okay to go forth with your strategy, even if it's a little bit blatant and a little bit obvious. But I will admit, I did not see Cho'Gall coming in his glory, but should be fun to watch here. It's an interesting map choice for Garden of Terror for this strategy, because this is also House of Cheese's map pick. So they go with a non-standard a grouping of heroes here that is probably not going to get taken away from them. I think they were able to pretty easily get every element that they wanted for this comp, and we'll see if it pays off for them here. I really never mind the idea of going non-standard, and that's definitely what they've done here. So we'll have to, like I said, we'll have to see if it pays off for them at the end of the day. Looks like pretty much everybody's readying up here. We're almost ready to go here on Garden of Terror. All right. Seven out of 10. And that's not ranking these drafts. That's how many players are readied up. But a little back and forth going on between these guys. Nothing too big in the lobby. We're just hanging out, having a good time here on a Friday night in Chair League. Doing what we all love to do, right? So I really like the response with Brightwing. I think Brightwing probably one of the biggest Cho'Gall counters. Clearly not shaken by the random off-the-wall Cho'Gall pick. We'll have to see if Auriel solo healing is enough to be able to keep Cho'Gall up through the onslaught that can just fall upon him here with the CC combo. Crystal Aegis, I think, could be a big deal here. You could always go Resurrect with Auriel, but I feel like in competitive play, that doesn't get a whole lot of value. If a team can coordinate and fall upon an Auriel as she's trying to resurrect, it just takes matters from bad to worse. Whereas when you're actually throwing down that Crystal Aegis, and saving Cho'Gall from dying in the first place, you can get a lot more value that way, I feel like. But we'll see what they decide to go with here. So we are loading up into Garden of Terror, this Division 3 match here between Don't Get a Big Dick and House of Cheese. I'll go ahead and load on into the game and get these teams introduced for you guys. Thank you very much for joining us here. Gonna be fun. Oh, Chez. Okay, I can see that. Thank you very much, X-Crater. I appreciate that. House of Chez. Alright, so introducing the two teams here. On the left, we have Don't Get a Big Dick, which is going to be Silver Bullet playing Thrall. Brightwing will be played by Joe. Matt is going to be playing ETC. Squirrel King will be playing Kael'thas. Unmusical will be playing Sylvanas. And on the right side, House of Chez, which is going to be Chez Mix on Sonya. Cho will be played by Acid Rain. Death or Kratos is going to be playing Li Ming. Caribou is going to be playing Auriel, and No Dice will be playing Thrall. Or Gall, I should say. Looks like the Chez is already coming out over on the side of Don't Get a Big Dick, as they do go ahead and come on down and get this started with getting that bottom down. And I'm sorry, guys, that's actually a little bit loud. Give me just 1 second to turn this down a bit. All right. Nothing too big coming out of that. They do actually get that front wall, and the full 4-man, well, 4/5-man rotation there from House of Chez will also give Don't Get a Big Dick the chance to get back out to lanes and not lose too much in the soak department for that. We see a lot of Sylvanas cheese when we start out matches with her. It's pretty easy to go ahead and get that done, as we do have the two team captains going head-to-head up in the top lane, and those solo characters that are probably just going to be going back and forth all day long. Good old Sonya versus Thrall. In the mid lane, 3v3 in a lot of ways there, as we have Cho'Gall. And, Cho'Gall keeping his health pretty high so far. Not a whole lot of harass coming out from that 3-man, despite all of the ridiculous amount of CC there. Auriel doing a really great job of keeping him topped off. We'll have to see if that continues as we progress, and we will be progressing here into the first night phase. Both teams sticking to their sides, trying to go ahead and get started on getting these outer camps. These the little camps are probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, factor in seed collection. So both teams starting on that real quick. But we are going to have a little bit of a skirmish breaking out here up in the top lane. It is ultimately going to be one out by Don't Get a Big Dick. They're going to push them off of that. But Sylvanas is going to get rotated on here. Right Wing's going to go ahead and phase shift down to give a little aid here. And we're actually going to see, thinking Darthy Karis. I'm going to get this down by the time the match is over, guys. That's my big goal for this one is Deathoe Chris? Yeah, I'll go with that for now. We'll try it again later. But they're going to go ahead and pull off and get started on their terror down here, getting some seeds. Same thing in the top lane. Both teams just minding their own, not minding to just swap out for now and just split it up. Trade, that's what it is. Invasion here from the side of House of Chez as they do go ahead and go in and take the siege camp. They're going to be completely uncontested. But we are seeing nice pushes in both the top and the mid lane here to be able to get some siege damage out on some of the structures of House of Chez in response. A nice solid response there to be able to get a little bit of XP. They do have about a half level lead at this point. A little bit of CC coming out on Brightwing, but Joe's going to be just fine. He's going to go ahead and pixie dust himself to be able to get that extra run speed and get on out of there. All that block, all that extra speed. We'll see Chez Mix going ahead to the top, responding to this push, cleaning it up, getting a little bit of that XP back. And it's pretty even. They're coming back. It's not a huge XP disparity at this point. They do see a slight edge to Don't Get a Big Dick, but it's pretty much none actually. Now that we're seeing this bottom lane being soaked and nothing being soaked down on the bottom from House of Chez. Finally, we will see, or I should say, Don't Get a Big Dick. Finally, we will see Team Captain Silver Bullet coming on down, getting that soaked up. No deaths so far. Both teams being very, very cautious, feeling each other out here, and we do see yet another solid CC combo coming down onto Cho'Gall there, but nothing really coming from that. Sonya's going to get started on the jungling portion of the match, which is so important here on Garden of Terror. So many mercenary camps, so many opportunities to be able to get that extra vision from the camps, that extra push. Sylvanas, has good opportunities to be able to take advantage with these pushes to be able to get extra damage out. There's a lot of ways to win on Garden of Terror. It's not always just all about the terror pushes. It's a lot of times it's the split pushing. It's such a big map. There's so many things going on. A surprisingly large downtime here. We usually in this first downtime of night phases, we do tend to get a little bit of downtime, but feels like it's been forever since that last night phase was over. And should be coming up any second now. We should be hearing that that ding and that move on to the second night phase where things really usually start to heat up here on Garden of Terror. Nice little push in there. Good solid siege damage there from Don't Get a Big Dick. Sylvanas, unmusical, getting some good solid work done there on the bottom. That will be cleaned up though by House of Chez. No fort down yet, but definitely a siege damage advantage so far for the side of Don't Get a Big Dick. They're doing a nice job of split pushing, making sure to push these waves on in and get a little extra harass for it as well. Silver Bullet can tell that he's safe. You can tell that there's no immediate response to this, so he just goes in ham and he's going to get a lot of work done. Meanwhile, the rotation's going to come in. Squirrel King getting way out there and taking a ton of damage from Li Ming, able to hit that combo with Calamity, but the response is there from the team, and actually Li Ming is going to get blown up here. Little extra damage there, and help from Cho'Gall to be able to that Cho'Gall explosion, I believe, was what finished it off. But that's going to be the first blood, first kill of the match here. I'm going to see that on the replay in just a couple minutes, and I think that's I'll have to confirm exactly how that Li Ming died, because I missed just the little end of it, but I think I at least caught it on camera for you guys. You guys can tell me what you thought. But Cho'Gall working on this all by himself. Cho'Gall really doesn't need any help right away. We will see Don't Get a Big Dick picking up that terror right away. Going to go ahead and put Thrall in it. I think that's a pretty good choice. And they'll go ahead and finish that off. Both teams pretty much in perfect concert there, finishing those off. Nice rotation here. All 5 are going to be going to the top. They're going to easily be able to take down this second. Well, no, it'll be their first fort of the game. The second one is really sneezable down there in the bottom lane, but they're going to make a push for this. They have level 10, but now all of a sudden, so does House of Chez. This is going to be a fair fight, but the Terror is actually just going to go ahead and break off and go to the bottom lane. So they're going to get some serious work done on this front wall. They're starting it off strong. They have Sylvanas. So whether or not the Garden Terror has that plant down, Sylvanas can still be shutting down these towers. And this is going to turn into a big moment here. The huge Wailing Arrow comes out to be able to at least make Caribou have to back off there from the heals. And the return damage is here, but the keep is already down 8 minutes in. And this is the first keep of the game here from the second night phase. The bottom fort goes down on the other side, but without the support of the whole team, not getting as much work done in that bottom lane. They're going to go ahead and rotate, and they're willing to race right now. They feel like they are definitely winning the race, and I'd have to agree with them. There's no doubt in my mind that they are getting a winning exchange here. Even without this mid-fourth, it's still a winning exchange, but the leap is going to come in. Ton of damage coming down on Silver Bullet, but the response is going to be a huge sundering into Mosh Pit to lock them all down. They're going to turn around a Great Crystal Aegis to at least be able to keep up Sonya for a second, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to lose that in a 2-for-0 exchange, while Cho'Gall down on the bottom does get the keep, so they're just going to trade keeps at this point. But a lot of siege damage done, and not as big a response here, as Cho'Gall is going to be coming out of that, and the whole team is looking to collapse here. Unmusical is going to be the first one to be able to reach him there, but they're actually just going to back off here. So Oriel was going to be able to come down. They didn't have ETC, so they didn't really want to risk it. And actually, all of a sudden, getting a little bit forward there. I thought they were going to collapse. I think they probably could have handled that with the CC chain they had. And Ariel's rotation was a little bit slow, but of course there's no way they could have known that. Meanwhile, Silver Bullet throwing out a little Chez of himself as he goes ahead and sneezes that bottom fort on down. And so bottom lane, definite advantage over to House of Chez right now, especially this is pushed in all the way to the core at the moment. And now they even have a siege damage, or a siege camp waltzing on down that bottom lane, but it's just something that eventually Don't Get a Big Dick will respond to. They're actually going to send back Kale already to clean that up. They're winning in the other two lanes, particularly in the top lane. No keep for the side of House of Chez. Siege Camp in their own right, just marching right up that top lane. And they've gotten both the forts down, so it's overall an advantage, a good trade-off there from Don't Get a Big Dick. Just being very decisive going to that top lane. Cho'Gall got it done on the bottom, but it took him a lot longer, so they weren't able to get anything else out of it. And they didn't have the big skirmish in the mid. You know, losing both Sonya and Li Ming was a big deal there. They couldn't get around the map to get the siege, to get the camps down quite as quickly. And then the huge rotation here, already gathering seeds. Don't Get a Big Dick is right on it to be able to start this seed collection phase. They've already gotten the two bottom, the smaller camps, and this big one is going down as well already. And now they can just rotate wherever they feel like they need to. But here comes the rotation from House of Chez. They're looking to make this a fight. They're on even talent tiers, and a huge tie! Wow! What a leap! Catches all 5 members, locks them down. Cho'Gall is going to put out a lot of damage there. Also with Li Ming, got the resets rolling. That's a 4-for-0 exchange. A huge turning moment here for House of Chez. They are actually going to just rotate right into this mid. They're going to try and take advantage by getting a little bit of a catch-up going in terms of the siege on the map. Try and get a little structure damage out here. They're going to easily take this mid fort. The question is, do they want to do anything else with it? Lone Sylvanas can't really do a whole lot about this. They'll take out the fountain before they leave, but then they'll just rotate and get themselves some seeds. They are going to go ahead and grab that terror. So the question is now, where do they go with this terror? KT, Sylvanas rotating to the bottom part of the map to go ahead and clean up this bottom lane and get started on that. They're going to push back the mid lane a little bit as they regroup here. But where do they go? You know, they're going to try and march down and get yet another fort. Top lane's got a huge push coming in here that House of Chez is going to have to clean up, but they're going to have a terror of their own here. And this bottom lane, the march is on here. They are looking like they are going to go in ham after this bottom keep, trying to score the second keep of the game and continue to be able to hold the advantage that they have in the structure department. So right away they lay down that seed pretty far forward, so Chesmix is able to get in there and get a little bit of extra damage out on it. Silver Bullet being way out here, taking a lot of poke damage from Chez, but we are seeing a nice pull in there from Cho'Gall. Joe taking a ton of heat there. Brightwing is in huge trouble, is going to be the first to fall here, and the resets are on, as we do see the chase is also on with Cho'Gall getting very deep there. The Sundering is going to be able to preserve them at least for a little while, but that stasis will come in to be able to keep him alive. Ariel doing everything she can, but that health pool is just so huge on Cho'Gall. That is so hard for Ariel's heals to be able to keep him in a safe motion. They're going to back off. They're not going to try and push him out any further. But Don't Get a Big Dick is not going anywhere. They are staying in this bottom lane. They really want to even this out in the only lane that they don't have a keep in. They're actually going to capture that siege camp to be able to continue to pressure it a little bit. And it's going to be something that Don't Get a Big Dick is going to have to respond to. But meanwhile, in this top, there's still a lot of seeds, both sitting on the ground and left here. And both teams responding to it. But Li Ming is going to be a little slow on this rotation. This is going to be a 4v5 if they decide to go ham on it. Cheesemix, not afraid, is going to go ahead and go in. Ariel throwing out the heals to try and sustain. Squirrel King on Kael'thas will be dragged in there by Cho. And a nice leap in there by Chesmix, but he's going to end up getting knocked down to health there. And the Crystal Aegis does land, but it's not enough to save him. Cho'Gall will go down. All of a sudden, a 3-for-0 is a very nice response from Don't Get a Big Dick. And here they come with the mosh pit. And oh, leaving, trying to do something there, but blinks right into it. Calamity is not going to save you on that one when you blink right into a mosh. And that is going to be a full team wipe here. And I don't know, really, the death timers are pretty big here. I think they could have maybe attempted to do a little bit more just going through the top lane, but they're going to go ahead and take a minute to go back and get the terror. They're going to take this mid keep down, and they could still make a play for game here, but all of the front line is back here at the very least. And I think my kill timer is a little bit behind in the realm of time at this point, but no worries. We're calling it, so that's really what's important. We'll call it accurately, and the timers are good. So just ignore the announcer. The announcer doesn't know what she's doing. It's okay. So all 3 forts down at this point. Things looking a little bit bleak for House of Chez, but they are going to have one last opportunity here at the very least to defend. Huge orb coming out there, and getting a ton of damage out on the team. Nice stun combo coming in on Cho'Gall. He's going to have to scoot his way on out of there. Chesmix stepping forward to go ahead and take some of this heat and deal some damage, but the shields are going down in a big way. Core damage has started, but the terror is going to go down. They have minions. They're going to pull in Silver Bullet, and he's going to get completely exploded here. The resets are on. Li Ming down in health quite a bit, but 2-for-0 exchange right there. So that is going to be enough to deter Don't Get a Big Dick for the moment. They are going to back up here and try to regroup. Maybe try and take some camps to continue to pressure. If you look, the core is not out of the woods yet. House of Chez is going to have to continually, throughout the rest of this match, be able to knock this back. They didn't take a whole lot of core damage, so this is not over yet. But they are still on the chase here. 4 members of the side of House of Chez looking for another pickoff, looking to try and stagger these deaths, and looking to try and take advantage by getting some more structure damage. They're going to go ahead and go in, get this front wall down, and so far so good, as they are able to get a little bit of damage on that front wall, trying to get some value. And we'll have to see which of these teams decide to go ahead and turn towards the camps first, as all 5 members are now up for Don't Get a Big Dick. They're not 20 yet. They're almost 20, but not far behind in the XP race is House of Chez, and they're going to have a lot more opportunity to soak XP than Don't Get a Big Dick with these catapults constantly pushing in every lane. Fairly perilous territory here for Don't Get a Big Dick to try and have to go out and soak. But Night Phase is back up. Both teams pretty far away from getting a terror, but both teams can definitely pull it off. Right away, we do see Don't Get a Big Dick getting a solid start. Yet again, rotating a lot quicker to get these seeds and get these phases started. But we do see the rotation coming with Sylvanas up in the top lane. This is a 5v4 situation. The pull-in is going to get Squirrel King and Silver Bullet. The two big damage dealers get pulled right in, but all the abilities coming out here. Polymorph going down. Brightwing will be the first to go down, however, and the resets are on. Once again, Li Ming doing a lot. We will see the Wailing Arrow coming in to at least try to halt the advance a little bit of the side of House of Chez, but they're not going to let Silver Bullet go without a fight here. Gall doing a ton of poke damage to him, but the Wolf is going to come out to at least get a little bit of that stall, and that's actually going to be what saves his life there. He's going to try a B. A little worried about the positioning on that B, but he will get out of there. But right away, House of Chez is looking core on the other side of the map. There is a mercenary camp, and that top lane is pushing, so this could end up being a bit of a base race. But look at the damage coming out from this Li Ming. I'm going to have to pronounce this guy's name right because he is earning a total MVP award right now if they win this. But a ton of damage to be able to blow up Kael'thas. But look at the health bars, so low here. Ariel cannot deal with this kind of damage as Unmusical and Matt just doing a ton to be able to keep that in. The pull-in is not going to be enough to save Sonya. Sonya is going to go down, and finally, the final piece of the puzzle, Cho'Gall is going to go down. And but look at the damage! Oh my goodness! Is able to take down the core by himself. Oh, Cho'Gall, what was that? Unbelievable! I can't believe what I just saw. I'm gonna take a moment to admit that I am not the biggest Cho'Gall expert, but Psychotic Break, I think yeah. Upon dying, the cooldown of your heroic ability is reset, and you can continue to use abilities for 10 seconds, and that is the game. House of Chez breaking out the Chez in a big way to be able to take this one. No dice with that big level 20 pick is gonna win this game for him. Wow, incredible! Just crazy. I'm still a little bit in awe from what I just saw. But so I big props to Death Ocarius there for some big plays at the end. But I'm sorry that the MVP award has been stolen, and no dice says quite literally no dice for you, Li Ming. I'm taking this MVP award and I'm going home. So. Congratulations to House of Chez, man. I said it looked bleak. All three of those keeps were down, but they came back in a big way and pulled off an amazing finish, making the right call to go for core there. I felt like they had one last opportunity to try and base race and try and push in, and I thought they were done. I thought I think the quote was the last piece of the puzzle had fallen into place, but no dice telling me to stuff it as he goes ahead and finishes off the core all by his lonesome with that level 20 talent. Just a great finish there. So thank you very much to both these teams. Congratulations. Don't Get a Big Dick playing very well in this match and showing us what they got. And House of Chez just living up to their name, breaking out the Chez at the last minute and doing a great job with it. And I will see you guys later. We'll be moving on to my team practice in just a little bit. So I'm going to restart the stream, get the team rolling, and I'll be back in just a little bit with some Divine 9 team practice time. See you guys later.